There are few animated movies out there that surprised audience and critics more than How to Train Your Dragon. Companies like Disney and Pixar set the standard for animated films, and we judge them a lot more because they set the bar so high. DreamWorks, however, usually get the stick of being second best and not pulling off incredible movies aside from a select few franchises, in which some of them got milked for all they're worth. But for DreamWorks to pull a film like How to Train Your Dragon and make two very successful, enjoyable sequels is a miracle in itself. It sounds silly to say that most franchises don't get to become this good after the original. Sure, there are a select few sequels that pass the original, but it's very unlikely. They made a perfect trilogy, and I want to focus on what made How to Train Your Dragon so special, as its roots come from the original. Hi there, it's me, the Average Critic, and let's talk about How to Train Your Dragon, how to stand out. So How to Train Your Dragon came out in 2010 and was competing against Tangled and Toy Story 3 and somehow managed to stand out. You see, DreamWorks had enough reputation for themselves for being a well-received animation company and did have some strong franchises in their pocket. And as much as I did enjoy films like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda and Madagascar, let's be honest, those franchises aren't as strong as say Toy Story, The Incredibles and Up. We enjoy DreamWorks animation films, but there is a reason why they always find themselves taking the silver medal. Enter How to Train Your Dragon, which even from the start, you understand it's going to be a good film. It's got dragons, a very relatable lead in Hiccup, and probably one of the most cutest and cleverest designs in Toothless. Let's talk about the design for Toothless. They really hit gold for this film, and you can tell they really concentrated on making not just Toothless, but all the dragon designs look and feel realistic. Toothless clearly has been designed based off several real-life animals, and it truly pays off, as even though Toothless is an animated mythological creature, he has never felt more real. All the dragons are clearly designed after real-life animals, and it just adds another layer to this film to make the world around you feel more believable. It's these small details that make the film stand out. If they wouldn't have done this, it would have just been a cool design, but now, the dragons aren't just a commodity for the story, they become their own characters with personalities. Of course, we have to mention our lead human characters. When first watching the film, Hiccup comes across as a very awkward, stale, and sometimes irritating character, but as the film progresses as Hiccup helps Toothless, he becomes much more interesting because he accepts who he is. At the start, Hiccup claims he wants to be like his father and all the other Vikings, which isn't a desirable trait. He wants to be like everyone else. I would have preferred that Hiccup from the start understands that he is different from the rest, creating a sense of loneliness similar to something like Flick from A Bug's Life. Hiccup understanding he's different from the start would have added a deeper layer to this film, as until Hiccup accepts he's different, he becomes a lot more relatable. That being said, Jay Baruchel and all the other cast members do a fantastic job at voicing all the other characters in this movie. A lot of characters like Hiccup's classmates could have easily been boring one-dimensional characters, which, to be fair, in all honesty they are, aside from Astrid. But their selected voice actors do such an amazing job at voicing them, I just don't care, as they have some great lines and they do serve a purpose in the film. It isn't until you see the montage of Hiccup befriending Toothless you realise how special this film is. Everything comes together to make this film beautiful to look at, and I'm not talking about the animation. Like, no offense, what makes this film beautiful isn't the animation. It isn't doing anything interesting, the animation is fine, and it isn't nothing special. But the lighting and colour of this film is beautiful. Simply this shot of Hiccup holding out his hand is breathtaking and is backed up by John Powell's beautiful score. The camera angles they use don't just allow this movie to be entertaining and a fun family animated film, but to be possibly one of the greatest films ever for lighting and photography. If you need proof, look no further than the learning to fly sequence, which is easily the best scene in the whole movie. Everything comes together in this scene to make you feel something. It's one beautiful payoff. We have watched Hiccup practice and design his way to allow him and Toothless to fly, and when they do, the visual imagery high in the sky of close-up and wide shots of our characters giving us this grand scale and what this means to the characters. And of course, the beautiful score which has a huge crescendo to uplift your spirits and making you feel like you're right there in the sky with them. This is one of the biggest payoffs ever, and it feels deserved and heartfelt. Let's talk about that music as well, as this score is absolutely fantastic. John Powell does a masterful job of creating this soundtrack to fit the world. He uses Irish and Scottish styles to fit the world and plenty of bagpipes. This, in my opinion, is DreamWorks Animation's best score in a movie, as it has such a grand scale and fits the tone of the movie. The only film that DreamWorks have done that comes close to the style of fitting the tone of the movie at this level is Kung Fu Panda, and guess what? John Powell did the music for that film too. but you will find yourself listening to this soundtrack on repeat and crying as you prove to all those people at high school just how special you are.
Wait, what?
But honestly, the music is incredible. The film has so many deep hidden layers as well. There's themes of friendship, trust, animal love, and even at the end when you think there isn't anything left for the film to throw at you, it gives Hiccup a disability. You know, like Toothless. Holy God, throughout the film you realize you've been watching a film about disabilities, and being disabled shouldn't stop you from doing anything you want to do. Like seriously, I didn't think DreamWorks were capable of this amount of depth. They have a film about characters with disabilities. I mean, that's freaking amazing. As I said, this film was competing with Toy Story 3 coming out at the same time, and it was nominated for a number of awards, including Best Animated Feature and Best Original Score. To be able to compete with Toy Story 3 and to be this good is nothing short of brilliant. I would even go to say that this film does a few things better than Toy Story 3. Now, I'm not going to say this film is better than Toy Story 3. Heck, I don't even know if I can answer that question. Pixar, in my opinion, have made some of the best animated films ever, and their library is nothing short of fantastic. But How to Train Your Dragon somehow manages to stand out above a lot of them, and to this day becomes one of my favourite animated films ever. So with all that in mind, it gets my professional rating of 9 out of 10, and surprisingly, it gets my personal rating of 9 out of 10 as well. I don't think people understand that this film isn't just one of the best animated films ever, but is one of the best movies ever, period. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go listen to the flying theme for the 100th time and imagine battling the enemies of my past.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't play the music for copyright reasons, guys. Hope you understand. Trying to make it here, sorry.
So thank you very much for watching me in this video. If you enjoyed it, why not subscribe and hit the notification button so you never miss a single video. I found out that a lot of my views, in fact about 80% of my views, come from people who aren't subscribed. So please, just hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow, and it is growing every single day. If you like How to Train Your Dragon, make sure you hit that like button and let me know in the comment section what you thought of the film. And if you liked this video, you can check out one of my other videos right here as well. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.